Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Toya T, and this is my recap and review of HBO's Insecure, episode 7. Real as fuck. Hit the fan. Anyway, so the episode really steps up and picks up back with our two main characters, Molly and Issa. For Molly, we see her walking around with her colleagues outside of the law firm, and they're joking and laughing, and she runs into one of her friends, I think from college. I think it was her RA from college. And apparently this girl used to be like wild and crazy and used to be that friend, that friend that would be the drunkest, the one that would, be found with somebody getting busy, or the one that could easily be talked into, running around half naked or just naked in general, like through a public building, like, girl, go flash some people, girl, go do this. And that was that kind of girl. And so she talks to her and she's like, what's going on? You look really good. And the girl, and she informs her that, things have been good. I've kind of settled, with myself. I'm in therapy. And Molly's face is like, therapy. And it's crazy because definitely mental health issues is a topic in the Black community that doesn't get talked about a lot, and people usually use the whole pray it away, God can help you, and that therapy is for crazy people or white folks, and that is all wrong. Therapy is good for everybody, not just the crazies, but people. It's just it's a place for people to talk to someone else that doesn't know you, that is not going to be judging you because they know you and will see you and, have opportunities to tell your friends and your family like, oh, you heard what girlfriend was doing? No, this is a person that is paid to listen to you, to ask you questions, to interrogate you, and to get you to deal with your issues. And so this girl looked absolutely radiant, like she was smiling. She told Molly with no problem, like, I wasn't happy when I was in college, when I was young, after we graduated, and running around and doing crazy things that weren't good for me or for the people in my life. And so I went to go see a therapist, and I just feel good. I'm better at communicating with people and living a healthier, better life. And Molly's still looking at her like, oh, girl, like, are you embarrassed by this? And she's like, no, like, I just wanted to... You asked how I am, and it's funny when we ask people how they're doing that usually the first response is, I'm doing okay, I'm doing fine, I'm doing great, I'm doing excellent, but you never answer with, I'm doing horribly. I feel like shit, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm angry. And so this girl really did give an honest opinion, and I'm happy that she said that. And it really stuck with Molly, and so we pick up with it a little bit later when she meets up with Issa. Now for Issa, we pick up with her, and it's her and Lawrence, and he's in the bed. This is like the day after. This is the day after her and Lawrence finally make that sweet, sweet love. And maybe for the last time, but we'll get to that. And so she's knocked out in just Lawrence chocolate deliciousness, love, and bliss. And Lawrence is up, and I assume that he was up thinking about that text message that he saw from Daniel on Issa's phone and trying to figure out what to do, being conflicted. And when Issa wakes up, she kind of takes it as, he's stressed out about his job interview for that tech company in Santa Monica. And so she decides to give him some oral relief. And he was like, man, this is the most action that I've been getting. Again, red flags. After we see her in the bed, we catch up with Issa, and she's meeting up with Molly, and they're getting, she's trying on dresses for the fundraiser that she's doing for the We Got Y'all nonprofit organization that she works for. And she's trying on all these different dresses, and she had this green dress on and this bluish, lacy dress, and asking, Molly, do I look like a mermaid? Like Ariel? Like, would you give me money? And so they're making jokes about her getting dressed and not knowing how to put some of the dresses on. She actually put one of them on backwards where it was like fully open. And she's like, girl, you have that shit on backwards. She's like, no, I don't. It's like, well, so you have boobs on your back? Like there's like actual like cup shapes on your back. So that was funny. But during that, the main thing about this scene is that during this time, Molly's like, oh, remember our RA from college? I ran into her and found out that she's actually in therapy. And Molly's trying to make jokes about it. Like, that's so crazy. Like, she told me all willingly and everything. Like, oh my gosh. And so Issa's like, well, how did she look? Did she look good? She's like, yeah, she looks great. And she's like, well, I just can't believe that she would go to therapy. And Issa pretty much tells her, like, you might want to go to therapy. And Molly takes offense at it, like, what, you think something's wrong with me? And she's like, well, Issa's telling her that because, and this is what I kept saying, because of the way that she has been going through these guys and the reasons and the actions that have led to them running away from her or her breaking. So Issa told her all these things have just pretty much made it obvious that maybe you need to go talk to somebody and deal with some issues. And Molly was just like, forget it, girl. Maybe you need to go talk to somebody. And so she took it as a big offense. And it will come back. It will bubble back up a little bit later. Issa and this whole fundraiser that she's doing for the We Got Y'all nonprofit that she works for. And we see them setting up for the fundraiser at this beautiful home in Baldwin Hills, which all of her white co-workers, except for her boss and except for her girl, Rita, or I just will never get this girl's name. I need to look at the credits and have them tell me, what is this child's name? But her homegirl, the white homegirl that has constantly been trying to become friends with Issa, has been supporting her and has been very open-minded and patient with her. And so everyone else is like, oh, I didn't know, like we were trying to go to Malibu, but this is nice. Like, oh my gosh, black people live here. Like, do you know, like, if it's a rapper or whatever? I mean, they were just making really kind of disgusting assumptions, racial assumptions about class and African-American community or the black community. And, you know, they're asking her, I heard this was called the Beverly Hills, the Black Beverly Hills. Is that true? And Issa in her head, of course, was like, fuck you, stop asking me this racist ass shit. But instead, in real life, she said, I don't know. I'm just focused on, getting this fundraiser together. And so we see her setting all this stuff up. And, it's coming together. And her boss is really supportive and saying, yes, I agree. Leave things here. Listen to Issa. She's the point person. And so on and so forth. We see Lawrence at his job interview with these two stereotypical tech entrepreneurs, like, glasses, white, fat, one's really skinny, and they're asking him all these questions, and Lawrence is answering all these questions like a G, and they ask him, like, what are some of the problems you see with our system, and how would you change them? And Lawrence is just giving them all the right answers and answering it quite eloquently and smartly, and showing that he really does know what he's doing. And then we find out when he meets up with Issa again that he actually got the job. They gave him the job right on the spot. He didn't even expect it. And Issa is just so proud of him and so happy. And, she's hugging and kissing him and saying, like, oh, I'm so congratulations, and asking him about the benefits and all this other stuff. And he's like, I get a company credit card and a parking space and some t-shirts, because they really are a startup tech company. But as Lawrence continues to talk about the interview, he's like, it really became clear to me that I was on something. Like, I know way more than these guys know, one, and two, I was on to something in the tech world that 2-3 years ago, when I was working on my app, than these guys who have a business. So he's saying that maybe he's thinking about not taking the job and going back and working on his app. And Issa's face was just like, you must be out your fucking mind. But instead, she was like, oh, baby, maybe you should hold back on it. You can still work on your stuff, at night or after work. But this is probably a good step for you to get back into the flow of things. Take this job, work it, get your, your juices flowing, make that money, because you're not working for the last 3-4 years. Our relationship while we living together was not the business. And so she cut that off real quick. Like, dude, you ain't going back on no unemployment. And you definitely am not going to continue working at Best Buy if you're saying that you were trying to improve on yourself. Seeing that you were depressed for the last year, or how long he was, over his app not taking off. And now you're going to go back into that rut because you're back on your feet. Take the job, work on your shit, and when your shit is ready and it's perfected and it's ready to launch, and you've used their money to finance your app and you building your app, then you say, deuces, thanks guys, maybe we can work together, maybe we can collaborate, but I got my own stuff now, so you can keep, that parking space. Deuces, see you at the tech convention. And so he's like, yeah, you're right. He decides that he's going to take the job. Then we finally get to the fundraiser, and I'm so excited about this. So we wore Issa's dress to the nines, looking absolutely awesome. Got her hair freshly braided, looking like a Nubian goddess. And so she's, mingling with the different donors that are coming in, and, just really shining in this moment. And so the kids come in, and they bring the kids in, and the kids are like, wow, oh my gosh, like, oh my, who lives here? Like, I bet just white people. Like, that girl, I keep forgetting what that girl's name. I think it's Denise or something. The sister girl, little girl in training. That was like, oh, it's probably white people that live here. And when Issa's like, no, actually, black people live in this neighborhood, and it's only about an hour from your school, and it's actually really close and something you should aspire to. And one of the little boys was like, I bet a rapper lives here. And Issa was like, no, it's a dentist. Like, he's like, probably a rapper's dentist. And so the kids are just so taken in by this beauty, as she said, from their own neighborhood, in their own backyard, and something for them to look forward to and say, hey, like, you're not limited by your zip code, your class, your race, any of these things, that you too can have a nice house with extra batteries, as the little boy found out as he's digging through, like, they ain't got no home trainer, going through people's drawers, like, oh, they got extra batteries in here, what they need batteries for? And I was just like, oh my gosh, this kid. And so so the kids are around, and they tell them, be on your best behavior, go talk to the donors, make sure you tell them who your name is. So the kids are really enjoying themselves and mingling with the different donors. And Issa actually also was introduced to a big donor by her boss, and actually got a $5,000 donation from this person. And she's just so impressed by herself, and she tells her friends, and they all give some money, 500, 250, all this other stuff. So she's getting all this money, and they're so proud of her. And in comes in Lawrence, looking just good. I know he was on the game after Tia and Pooch Hall left, Derwin and Man School, and he was the new football star, but he didn't look as good there. He looks great on this show. And so he came with the gray, fitted, tailored suit with the tie, just like, anyway, so they're all mingling. Issa's feeling great. Her friends are having a good time. And then she looks up as she's talking to her friends. Actually, she's not. She's having a good time. And then she goes and she's mingling. She's talking to her boss. Her boss introduces her to this very influential woman that she wanted her to talk to, hopefully get some money from. And so Issa's talking to this older black woman who was saying, I'm so happy to be here and wanted to give back to the community and give back to any organizations that gives back to the community. And so as she's talking to this woman, all of a sudden her eyes go up on the balcony, and who does she see but boy number one, fucking Daniel. I mean, damn, I told you he looked good as fuck, but I knew this fool would show up and do some fuck shit like the fuck boys be doing, like a pop-up fuck boy would do, coming up in there at her job. If I haven't talked to you, in several days, weeks, whatever, don't show up at my job. Like, the phone is not broken. I'm not dead. And so you should assume that we don't got to talk. I mean, she looks over, and she sees Molly, and Molly sees Daniel, and she give her the, I got him girlfriend nod. So Issa continues to talk to her boss and this woman, and, Molly makes her way up to the balcony and goes, hey, Daniel, so, what are you doing here? Were you invited? And he's like, well, I did do the professional day thing with the kids, so I am here for the kids. I guess they invited me, and she was like, well, as long as you know to keep it about the kids. And Daniel was just like, whatever. I didn't come here for you, Molly. I came here to confront Issa. And so he walks away from her, and Molly's like, well, I tried. So as long as he said he wasn't here to start no fuck shit, not yelling and saying, Issa, like, where the fuck you been? You ain't answering my phone calls, which I thought he was going to do, but luckily he has some home training. And so she goes back downstairs, and Issa sees her and was like, oh, excused herself from talking to the potential donor, and went over to Molly and was like, yo, what's good? Like, what did he say? Did he leave? And she's like, no, he said he was here for the kids, but he wasn't here to cause no problems. And so Issa's like, okay, cool. She decides to go upstairs and go talk to him and see what's good. And she's like, yo, what are you doing here? What is the point of you being here? And he's like, well, you treat me like some regular dude that you met off the street, some stranger, and we have something. We have a history, and I haven't heard from you. I've been calling you, and you've been freaking ghosting me. What the hell's going on? And so you forced me to come here and confront you because I know you'd be here. And so he's like, what's good? Like, whatever. And she's, him and her like, well, and then finally she told the truth. She was like, you were just an itch I needed to scratch. And I said, yes, girlfriend, yes. Too bad you couldn't tell him that via text, on the phone, or in person where your man was not. And so he's like, okay, cool. I see how it is. Whatever. And so he takes his ass out to this party and walks away. And Issa's like, problem is, when you are nice ass houses, they tend to have a lot of glass, windows, and things you can see through. And so, Lawrence was downstairs with her friends talking, and he looks up and sees Issa with Daniel. She sees him with Daniel. He sees her with Daniel. He sees Daniel walk away. He sees Issa's face like she was upset or relieved. And so Lawrence took it upon himself to finally let those red flags finally fly and went. He saw Daniel leave. He followed him. Daniel was waiting for the valet to bring his car, which he did have. So I was like, again, this dude was being so fucking sneaky. And I have been in a situation like that where someone will fucking plot on you. And it's like, what the hell? You could have just said that you wanted to fuck. That's all you had to say. You didn't have to go and make freaking scenarios where you act like you ain't got a car to drive yourself to the studio and you need a ride, but you do have a car because he does have a car. I don't know why he asked her for it, because he wanted to get some pussy. That's why he fucking did that shit. So anyway, he has a car. He was waiting for the valet to bring it. And so, Lawrence is standing next to him like, oh, hey, brother, like, what brought you here to this event? Do you connected to somebody in there? And Daniel says, not anymore. And, Lawrence puts 1 and 1 to make 2 and understands that, okay, this dude must be Daniel. He obviously came here for Issa because he was talking to her, and he didn't mention that he knew Issa. And 3, the way he was talking to her make it seem like they had some shit going on. So he sat on there and was like, okay, cool, dude. Daniel leaves. Goodbye, Daniel. And so he goes back inside, and then so he seems cool. Issa comes back and was looking around like the event's going great. Issa goes looking for Molly, who beforehand, let me talk about Molly and her fucking issues. So Molly at this thing, she did go do the sister girl, I got you activity for Issa. But during the whole thing, you can tell she was still upset about Issa saying that she needed to go talk to a therapist about her relationship issues. And so she's been acting mad stank, talking about where the drink's at. She was trying to be real messy, looking for alcohol to help her deal with her issues. And she's like, every time we see her, she's drinking. Even when Issa brings over that cute Asian teacher from the school that the kids go to, he comes over and he's flirting with Molly. He's like, oh, I heard you're a lawyer. I remember you from coming to professional day, to career day. And, can I buy you a drink? I hope you don't object to it. And he was trying to be cute and flirting. And Molly's like, nah, I'm good. I ain't drinking. Lying ass bitch. And so I'm like, girl, hello, he trying to buy you a drink. Drinks aren't free here. It's a fundraiser. The drinks cost money. Take the man's offer. Get to know him. Talk to him. You don't gotta fuck him or give him your number or nothing. My gosh, get to know the man. You might find out that you have things in common and might go to a movies and just do it. Gosh. Obviously, he went to college because he did. He's a teacher, so he's certified. But anyway, he's like, okay, he catches that she's not trying to catch what he's throwing, so he politely walks away. And as soon as he walks away, Molly's like, oh, look at Jackie Chan there, cute Asian dude. I don't know what she said, like being so thirsty. Like, oh, can I buy you a drink? I object. And it's funny that she's making fun of him for actually flirting with her, and he wasn't actually doing anything extra. He just asked her if she wanted to get a drink. You know, he obviously is interested in you, would like to talk to you. This is an event where people are mingling and talking, so why not? And you're a familiar face. And so it's funny that she does all that kind of, she's the one that's really thirsty, doing thirsty things with these other guys that she's been dating. But yet she accuses this man of being thirsty. And it's like, okay, whatever. She goes off. And so eventually we catch back up with her. Issa's looking for her. She finds Molly. Molly is sitting where the caterer's like setup is, like behind the scenes, you know, where the caterers are cooking and their chairs and their van is. She's sitting on one of the chairs drinking on some brown liquor, which is sign number one. This shit was about to go down. So Issa's like, you know, what's good? Why are you sitting back here acting all sad? She's like, do you really think that I need help? And Issa's like, yes, you know. And shit really blew up there. They really let each other have it. This is why when you have these moments with your best friends, it can get ugly because they know all your business. They've listened to you and they can throw all that shit back at you. So Molly's like, you know, for 5 years, like, you fucked up, Issa. You talking about, I need help. I need to go deal with issues about my relationship issues, but you have a great guy who's actually trying, and you fuck Daniel, and I went out there and tried to help you out, and now you want to be all acting high and mighty when I had to listen to you for 5 years talking about how much you hate your fucking job, and all you had to do is change it. Like, you act like you couldn't change that. Go get another job if you're so unhappy. You have Lawrence. He's a great guy. You don't deserve him. He's actually trying. He's doing stuff, and you go and fuck around on him. And so stop, you know, putting your fingers at me and blah, blah, blah. And Issa went back at her with the whole, like, you know, like, you the one, like, okay, the guy's gay. Oh, the guy, you being thirsty. Oh, you doing this. Like, you the one always meeting these guys and not knowing what you doing. You fucked around. You really fucked over Jared, and could have turned him into a woman hater the way you treated him over some nonsense, because you can't get over yourselves, and you act like every relationship is like a a sprint to the altar. You can't act like every relationship is going to lead to marriage. Like, my gosh, you're not going to meet a guy and marry him tomorrow. You are not Khloe Kardashian. I'm sorry. And you know how that turned out with Khloe and fucking Lamar Odom. Divorced. Cheating, drugs, whatever. But don't use that as a freaking example. And so they really just blew up at each other. Molly walks off. Issa walks back into the event, and they're closing it up. The kids are saying thank you and really shouting out Miss Issa. All her white co-workers are looking real salty, like, whatever. Like, but y'all didn't care, right? Y'all wanted to do some African drum circle in the park, or take the kids to Lemonade and listen to Beyonce's Lemonade. Like, that was going to enrich them. But anyway, so she's feeling it. Lawrence is like, you know, she's like, what's going on? He's like, oh, nothing. I just, you know, whatever. Where's Molly? And she's like, oh, she left, I think. I don't know where she is. And so that ends that. The event ends. At the end, Issa runs into her boss as they're cleaning up, and she says, congratulations, this is what I was looking for from you, this fire, this drive, this focus. You know, you definitely have a future, and blah, blah, blah. And she's super happy, and she gives her a bottle of champagne, and Issa's so happy with herself, and especially since it was a successful event. And we also see Molly going to check with Jared, and, you know, she's like, I'm not drunk this time, I just came to talk. And he finally did what he needed to do. She was trying to clear the air with him, and I was like, again, why are you showing up at Jared's doorstep? Leave the man alone. You already dumped him, said you can't do this. Leave him alone. You dumped him twice. And so I'm happy that he didn't let her in. He closed the door on her and was like, okay, I'm done. Like, leave me alone. You playing games, ass bitch. And so Molly feeling salty, and Issa comes home feeling happy, got the bottle. She's like, oh, let's celebrate. You know, it was great. And Lawrence is sitting on the couch in the dark, and she turns around, and she's happy and got the bottle, and she turns around and looks at him at the couch. And he said, did you fuck Daniel? And she's like, excuse me? Like, where'd you get that name from? And where you at? He's like, did you fuck him? Question mark. And she looks at him with the most guiltiest face. Like, the reality checks have finally come and are being cashed. And she's like, well, and he's like, how many times you fuck him? You fuck him more than once? And he's getting angry. Like, I can't believe, like, I was in this, I was doing all this stuff for you, you freaking playing me like a fool, like, and I'm trying, and you sitting there fucking around with me, making me look stupid, and this dude is there, and I'm there, and like, this is some fucked up shit, and he's just so mad, and Issa's like, I'm crying, I'm sorry, baby, like, I just didn't mean it. And I was like, ooh, girl, this is the worst way for him to find out. If you weren't gonna tell him, you definitely don't want him to figure it out himself or to find out from someone else. And so the shit has hit the fan. Lawrence is like, get the fuck out of my way. He leaves the apartment, and I think he went to go look for the chase hoe. I have a strong feeling he went to go look for the chase hoe. Captain Clavicle to Blue Clavicle, Miss Sister Girl with the breasts. I wouldn't be surprised if he called her up or ended up hooking up with her within the next couple days or that night. So that's how we end. Issa's crying alone in the apartment, and she realizes that she is fucked up. And so we'll see what happens on the finale of season 1. So, I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope Molly gets help. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I felt like reality checks. I'm telling you, reality checks was coming to be cashed. Surprisingly, there was no rapping in the bathroom mirror this episode, but I'm sure there's going to be plenty of crying and some sad, like, emotional emo rap next episode. So I will see you guys later. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this episode, and we'll talk more about this next week. Bye bye.